Today we are saving Kobbie Mainoo. Now, there's a slight caveat to it where we know that maybe the tactic that Ruben Amorim likes to employ, this 3-4-3, doesn't really suit Kobbie. He's not really a 6, he's not really a 10. But at the same time, we're maybe losing one of the best talents to come through our youth system in the last, 10, 15 years. Hardly played at all over the past year. Done a lot of bit part playing European games when it wasn't that important. FA Cup games, League Cup games. Yeah, we need to fix that. So here he is. We're going to build a tactic around him. The best role I think that he can play, the strengths that he has, get them into the tactic. We're going to plug it in. We're going to play through a season. We'll see how he contributes to Manchester United's season, how the tactic fares as well compared to the other teams in the Premier League. Can we get back into European football, Man United? Can Kobbie contribute? He's going to be given a full season to bed himself in and get some game time. And then we'll take a look at the end of the season. Can he get some individual awards? Will he be in such form that he can get into the World Cup squad? We're going to play him. I said he's going to play, as long as he stays fit, he's going to play every single league game. Let's go. So, Kobbie Mainoo. And as I said, he's not really a 6 for me because I think his ball progression in terms of passing needs a little bit of improvement. He's not over physical as well. So we couldn't do a Kobbie Mainoo and like a Bruno Fernandes. That would be an issue. Bruno's being in the way is definitely an issue because you could definitely do Casemiro, Mainoo and playing Bruno's one of the 10s. Tonight, Man United's team's been named. They're playing Cunha up there. They put Mount in. You know, he's not getting a look in and we need to fix that. So what is Kobbie good at? For me, it says right in FM, decent technically, 16 technique. First touch is good. Good dribbler, decent passer, not the quickest, but I love to see him in wider areas when he's working in nice kind of close, combining maybe 1-2s, gives and goes, little layoffs, and then dribbling into the area. So we need to get him a little bit higher. As I said, playing as a 6, for me, isn't him. We need him higher up the pitch. So we're going to do that by playing him in a midfield 3, a 4-3-3, Ruben. Hope you're watching. I kind of think Wolves are going to beat Manchester United tonight as well. This is coming out a day after. I'm recording this at 7:15 on Monday night. So this will come out 4:15 Tuesday. You'll know the result. We can all have a laugh together if Wolves have beaten Manchester United. Playing this formation, though, you know, if you think about it for Man United, it could be Lemans. I'm going with an inverted wing back and I'll tell you for why in a minute. Mazraoui would be good in there. Then you've got De Ligt. Martinez is now fit. This could be probably a Luke Shaw. DM, Casemiro with Mainoo and Fernandes even side him in a nice 4-3-3. Bringing Fernandes back a little bit to help out in midfield. Cunha on the left. Mbeumo on the right. Sesko up front. Out of possession. We look like that. I will go through all the team and player instructions at the end. So you can copy it into your own FM26 save yourself. Patrons, by the way, this tactic will be available for you right now as a direct download. If you want to support the channel, like over 200 members in there now, supporting me being a part-time plus creator as a part-time job. Super appreciate everyone's support. If you join the content, there's going to be early access to all videos and at the same time, Patreon exclusives. We're starting the Patreon exclusives every single week. Later on in the week, there will be a Deserby video on there just for the Patreons. Right, back to the video. This is what we're going with. So we're going to get them to press, be very aggressive, out of possession in a 4-1-4-1. That's it. I think the quality of players. So what we're wanting to do, we've got him as a channel midfielder. And with that, the only player instruction, I just want him to dribble more. So he's going to go into these areas here. Now, we're going to get no real width from Mazraoui because we're wanting him to tuck in there. So what we're doing, we're expecting Mbeumo to stay wide and then cut in, leaving a little space because we're not going to get much from the right back in terms of like overlaps. I'm hoping there's a nice little bit of room in here for him to combine with Mbeumo, maybe combine with Mazraoui, who's maybe supporting Fernandes, finding some little passes, underlapping runs maybe at times, see if he can get on the end of things. Now, all we're going to do is we're going to clear the tactic, we're going to clear the players out. We're going to keep Bruno in as an AP alongside him. I think that's the most realistic kind of position for Bruno. We're going to leave Mainoo in. We're going to simulate all the way through till January, see where we're at. We'll have a little look at his performance throughout that first half of the season. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm guessing he's going to do all right. I think it all depends on the form of Manchester United, right? I'm not sure how good this tactic is. I've not tested it yet. So being able to see if I can just do a tactic on the fly. I've kind of suited things. All I've tried to do with this is just give the team good balance. Players in strong positions, yes, but at the same time, giving players a good balance. If this tactic works, I will be doing a Manchester United rebuild, similar to how Arsenal have rebuilt their squad with 2 awesome players in every single position. So I'm really hoping that this is the tactic that I could take into next week's video. So make sure you've subscribed to the channel so you don't miss that. We're going to do like an Arteta style rebuild where we pick out the tactic, keep to the tactic, but then really look at recruitment and getting 2 players in every single position that maybe just give you a slight little difference in quality, in weakness, strengths and weaknesses. So in particular, Eze, Odegaard backing up, there's White and Timber, all players that are kind of competing for the same positions but have different strengths. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Hopefully the tactic works. So we're going to go all the way through to January now. We're going to play out the season. I think the fixtures are set. Yes, the fixtures are set like the current season is. So I'll be interested to see how we get on. Let me know, put your guesses down in the comments. Tactic, what do you think? Quite simple in and out of position. I'm thinking sometimes as well with FM26, simplicity is actually working really well. So January the 1st, we're in a bloody title race. Now, we have conceded a shit ton of goals, and I think that is down to the midfield kind of vacating and being quite aggressive. So, down the line with the rebuild that we do next week, we may have to just tweak the tactic a little bit. But we're in good form. Now, if Man United are in good form, Kobbie's playing every week. Fingers crossed he hasn't got injured. He should be in decent form. Now, one of Kobbie's standout performances in the first half of the season was a man-of-the-match performance against Crystal Palace. The score was 5-1, 2 goals and an assist for Kobbie. There you can see him just highlighted in that number 10 position, moving around, trying to find a little bit of space. For me, this little pass here is perfect Kobbie, getting in those little tight areas, not great over massive distances, but really good in those nice tight little areas. That lovely little through ball with the outside of the foot. And then provider, turning goal scorer. So keep our eye on him now. Hand in the air, he wants the ball. We see we got Dalot supporting him. That's giving us a nice little box midfield as well with Casemiro, Bruno and Mainoo. Quite a high position as we work it nicely. So he's now on it. He combines with Diallo, who's playing that wide forward position. He's just lurking. He's going to get a little tap in and a little side foot, little bit of control, side foot finish into the back of the net. So we're not using him build up. I don't think it's great for Manchester United having Dalot as a number 6. I think when I do my rebuild next week, it'll definitely be something that I will try and sign. Mazraoui would be pretty good at it, but he can never stay fit. By the way, some of the FM26 goal highlights are so long. Right, Martinez. Can you see he's just dropping off now, Mainoo? Is he going to get it? No. Is he going to spring into life? Ahmad's got it. Is he going to pull? Where's Mainoo? We're just lurking at the edge of the area. Look, Dalot into Mainoo, side foot, into the corner. His stats for the season in the Premier League, 5 goals in 19 games, which is okay, but 9 assists, which is fantastic. A passing completion of 89%, up and around it, 19 sprints, 2 player of the matches, key passes. We are going to dive into the statistics at the end of the season as well and comparing with other midfield performances. Now, form-wise, interestingly, when I saw this, form-wise, Andorra. Now, he didn't play for England against Andorra, who won 16-0, but bloody Curtis Jones. This probably means that he's now in and amongst the squad a little bit, which is good because at the moment, England fans, he's absolutely nowhere near it, is he? So, can we get him on the plane to the World Cup? That is, we've only had, there would have been maybe 2 international call-ups there. There won't be a December one, so we missed like the October one, September one. But now, coming into Christmas, he's now in that squad. I think at the moment he's got there. He starts the game with 10 international caps, but he's in the squad. And you'd like to think that if he can keep going with his performances, he will get on that plane to the USA in the summer. So a couple of good performances. Sunderland, goal and assist in a 3-1 win. So these are the runs that we want him to do, Kobbie, in and around this area here. Can you see this sort of like little half space? This is where I think he's really good. Tight in amongst the box, finding a nice little pass into Bruno Fernandes to put us 2-1 up against Sunderland. We did go 1-0 down. And then he made sure of the points. Where is he? Nice high position again. So like floating in around that little half space. That's where we want him. We've lost possession. He does well to get back in. Casemiro diving in. Love that. Bruno. That's the run into Kobbie. and he absolutely rattles it in to put us 3-1 up and to have us in a title race. Right, let's simulate to the end of the season. Let's see, can Kobbie continue? It'd be nice. He's on 5 goals now. It'd be really good if we can get to double figures. You know, maybe, 20 odd goal contributions if he maintains it. You know, nearly on for 20 assists. Oof, that's a big ask. It's a big ask, that, playing in every game. 5 goals, yeah. If double figures for goals, Kobbie. Double figures for goals and maybe a couple of more assists would be wonderful. Now, we're in the end of the season. As you can see, the form has been pretty good. Since we left you start of January, we've had plenty of wins. There was a defeat against Arsenal. Did Kobbie get in the score sheet? He scored there in a 6-2 win against Leeds. Nothing against Burnley, but he may have got a couple of assists. Any assists? No assists. Did he play? He did play. A couple of poor performances against Leeds and Chelsea, though. We beat Brentford 7-1. Nothing for him in there. Did he get an assist? Yeah, he's got an assist in there. 2 assists. And then we went on a really good run. We won the last 5 games of the season, including a 2-1 victory, a Kobbie Mainoo winner to beat Liverpool. We'll have to have a look at this. He's going to get on. He does get into these areas. I think he scored against Liverpool from maybe an area not as central as that. He loves working the little half spaces in and around the box, though. Lovely finish for Kobbie to give us a 2-1 win, and we've just missed out on the title. Liverpool, by the way, Liverpool played their last game of the season on the Wednesday night after the season had finished, which is absolutely shambolic, I know, but FM's an absolute nightmare. This is with the new update as well. But yeah, 53 goals. So when I do my rebuild, that'll be something that we'll look at. 101 goals scored. Manchester United fans, you've got to be happy with that. Playing a basic 4-3-3. How did Kobbie do? 26 goal contributions. He managed to get double figures. He managed to add 7 more assists and 5 goals. So a total of 26 goal contributions, playing as that channel midfielder, all from open play as well. Remember, he's not going to be taking corners and free kicks and penalties and stuff. So 26 open play goal contributions is pretty damn good. He's also booked himself on the plane for the World Cup, as you can see, along with Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire. Ivan Toney's in there. Dominic Solanke's in there. I do think, even though he's probably got the best form, he's got the most assists out of anyone else in the England squad, there's no Jude Bellingham in there. He must be injured. So player stats for the season. Now, I imagine he played all the league games because I believe he... 38. Where is he? Did he play all the league games, Kobbie Mainoo? Yes, he did. He did play all 38. Bruno Fernandes, to be fair, had a really good season. 19 goals and 13 assists from Bruno. Nice combination we've got in there with those 2 midfielders. Average rating of 7.19, which gives him a 17th rank in the Premier League. Attacking-wise, goals, where did he rank? So he got 10, joint 29th. There's only Matthias Nunes that has scored more. He got 12. Gruder from Brighton, 13. Cole Palmer's a number 10. So he's up there with the best Premier League players in terms of central midfielders, with an XG over performance as well, which is really good. Assist-wise, leading the way with Emile Smith-Rowe, who's imagined playing as a number 10, so one of the best creators in the Premier League. Key passes as well, 6th in the division, which is superb. Open play key passes. This is where I thought he would jump up a little bit because he's not involved in any free kicks. There's only Mohamed Salah and Florian Wirtz that have done better than him and Bruno. He's in there in joint 8th, along with all those, Declan Rice. He'll be having free kicks as well as part of it. Dribbles made, he's quite low. It would have been nice to see a few more dribbles. 52. Whoa, Neto's had 323. And as expected, one of the things that he does need to improve on, there's a lot of defenders in here because it's progressive passes per 90, but he doesn't feature. There's a lot of midfielders in there as well, a lot of number 6s, but he doesn't feature in the progressive passes. That's the one thing that he probably lacks a little bit in his game. But that's enough to get him through to the World Cup final squad. Now we're going to see how he does. Does he get a run out? So in the final warm-up game before we travelled to America, he gets off the bench, I think after about 50 odd minutes it was. He's combined, here he goes, nice little 1-2, little give and go to set up Rashford. And I'm thinking, he's made a massive impact there, beating the world champions in the last warm-up game. And I thought, he's got to kick on here. Is Thomas Tuchel going to give him a chance? However, in the World Cup, he came on the 81st minute against Austria as they won 2-0. They lost 2-1 to Nigeria, coming on in the 90th minute. Then won Then came on at half-time as England beat Jamaica to go through to the last 16. And then they've just been, only been the last 32, I think. And they've been absolutely poor. It's quite a tight game, but Lionel Messi scoring 2 goals to send England home. Now, I'm quite happy with that because that's not his fault. He's not been given an opportunity. Curtis Jones has been playing as the number 8. But I think we've nailed it there. I think the tactic is really strong. So the tactic file will be available for all the Patreons. Link down in the description. That is the in and out of possession. So as you can see, I've been toying between both pressing and just normal central midfielders. I would probably go with that to be a little bit more secure. Nothing else really. You said the only player instruction we've got is in the whole team is Kobbie Mainoo dribbling more. And then the team instructions, there's your in possession. And there's your out of possession. Kind of high press, but not super aggressive. Getting stuck in. Positive mentality. Playing football the Manchester United way. I'm going to do a video next week on this, so make sure you've liked, subscribed, check out that Patreon as well. If you want to see me try and save another player's career, let me know down in the comments who you'd like to see next. And yeah, I'm off to watch Wolves beat Man United. It's what time is it now? 13 minutes to kick off. Good luck.